I'm the Mighty Cookie, and I'm pissed off. Today, my friends, we're here to talk about another thing that sucks. So a few years ago, an experiment in unawesomeness occurred. Now, before we continue and talk about what the unawesomeness was, I suppose that it might be a good idea if we define what unawesomeness is. For example, unawesomeness would be if Santa was to vomit on the cookies that you left him and sue you. Unawesomeness would be if Harrison Ford ever played Indiana Jones again. Unawesomeness would also be another single recorded by the Mcmahon. Now that we have defined unawesomeness, I present you Exhibit 1, the Farce Football League, headed up by the retard butthead Vince McMahon, the XFL. Awesome half-naked chicks. Now you might be wondering why I would bring up the XFL all these years later. Well, the problem is that we're cursed, because the XFL will live on forever in the opening scenes of that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, The Sixth Day. Okay, so the XFL did actually fail, and that happens to be awesome. Just like a room full of half-naked chicks. But why? Vince McMahon and the XFL have been heavily criticized for sucking butt many times for many things. There's all kinds of reasons to be critical of Vince McMahon, but nobody's really taking time to analyze the real reasons why the XFL failed. And I, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the Mighty Cookie, have become very well known as being able to figure out the truth behind these sorts of things. So let's move on to Theory 1. Vince McMahon himself. The older he has gotten, the more of his brain has fallen into his foot. For example, Exhibit 1. No accent smash demolition in the WWE Hall of Fame. I don't really need to give another example of his butthead and retardation, but you get the idea. Reason number 2, Vince McMahon did not have Keanu Reeves as part of the XFL. Think about how awesome he was in Replacements. So why wasn't he in the XFL? Vince McMahon. Crazy. Reason number 2. The cameras that recorded the games were always pointed at the wrong thing. The game. In fact, they should have focused on one of the only awesome things the XFL actually had going for it. The cheerleaders. I love them. They're my friends. If it had been the XFL of cheerleaders and just had them most of the time on the screen and just every now and again shows the game, the XFL would be the #1 football league in America today. So why did the cameras point at something retarded instead of something totally freaking awesome? You guessed it, Vince McMahon. Retarded. Finally, the ultimate and mostly only reason why the XFL failed. Mostly. Yep, you guessed it. Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon should definitely be committed. He has turned wrestling into totally stupid. He sucks. He's my enemy, and I hate him. Shane, listen, your daddy is sick. Do the right thing, pal, and get him help. So there you go. The next time somebody has the right idea to start a big national football league, as long as that person isn't Vince McMahon, it should do just fine. Until then, and actually not until then, just in general, Vince McMahon can kiss my butt. I'm done. Hurrum. If you're an awesome half-naked chick and you'd like to appear in the Mighty Cookie Show, please drop me an email at themightycookie@yahoo.com.